Hari, it's the middle of December. Where's all the snow?
I don't know, Max. It's pretty warm out, so I'm guessing it probably has something to do with climate change.
Boo!
But if you're interested, I have a really cool experiment where we can create our own snowflakes.
That would be awesome. Let's do it.
Alright, so the first step is making paper snowflakes. So what you're going to want to do is take any piece of construction paper or printer paper and fold it like this, just from the corner straight down the line there, so we can cut out a square. So I'm going to cut along this edge right here so we can make a square. Alright, now once we have the square, we want to keep this triangle that we have. We're going to want to fold it in half again. Just like that. And then you can fold it in half one more time. So we can go and fold it. Just like that. And now we're ready to cut our snowflake out. This is where you can get creative and start to make your own patterns. So I'm going to start cutting out little triangles here. Do one more. And then maybe round out the corner here. And add, cut out right there. And we'll do a couple more things. How about we go so that we've cut out a few shapes, you can unfold it. See that we've made a cool snowflake pattern. Alright, here's my snowflake, Hari. Here you go.
Awesome. Thank you, Max. Looks like we're ready to move on. Now we're going to begin the second part of this experiment. You are going to need the snowflake you just cut out, some salt, a spoon for mixing, some sort of mug or bowl, and then some sort of dish or tray that can hold your snowflake. Grab your mug and fill it with hot water. I used water from the tap, but you can use water from the microwave or boil the water. Next, we're going to start adding salt and mixing it over and over again. You'll see that once you add a lot of salt, it will no longer be able to dissolve and the water will completely change color. That's when you know it's ready to be used in the experiment. Now we can put our mug off to the side and grab our tray. Lay your snowflake as flat as you can on the tray, pressing down at all the folds if necessary. Now we can begin filling our tray with the saltwater solution. Make sure your snowflake gets completely wet and sinks to the bottom of the water. You might have to tap it down in a couple specific places so it gets completely soaked. From here, we're going to wait for 2 to 3 days to finally see our results.
While we wait for the crystals to form, let's talk about the science behind what's happening. Because this is a chemistry experiment, we're going to be looking at what happens when we mix two substances together. In this case, we are mixing water and salt. When we mix the salt into the water, we are actually dissolving the salt. Dissolving is when one substance disappears when mixed into another liquid. It's still there, but the particles are so tiny that you can't even see it. Also, because we heated up the water, it allowed for more salt to dissolve. Once the snowflake is submerged in the saltwater solution, the water will take 2 to 3 days to evaporate, leaving the salt behind in a cool crystal form.
Thank you, Max, for that great explanation of the science behind this experiment. But now that 2 to 3 days have passed, we can see quite a few crystals on our snowflake. This snowflake is still a little bit wet, so I'm going to let it dry off on this paper towel. And that concludes today's experiment. We just made a beautiful crystal snowflake that'll make a great decoration wherever you put it.
Wow, Hari, thanks so much. That was awesome. Happy experimenting, everyone.
And happy holidays from us in the USC Young Scientist Program.
Be safe.